promised friend. How you comfort me, oh, how you counsel me. It still amazes me, yes it does, that I am your friend. Think so now, pour out my heart to you. I give you my all, yes I do. Here in your presence, I am made new. Say so now, I pour out my heart to you. Oh yes, here in your presence, I am made new. Oh, say you know my name. Oh, I'm so glad he called me his friend. You know, oh yes he does. So you know my name. Oh, how you walk with me. He keeps on walking with me. He keeps on talking with me. Oh, he tells me I am your own. No fire can burn me, no battle can turn me, no mountain can stop me because I'm walking in your victory, 'cause your power lives within me. No giant can defeat me, one because no fire can burn me, no battle can turn me, no mountain can stop me, one because I am walking in your victory, 'cause your power lives within me. No giant can defeat me, one because no fire, you hold my hand through the storm, through the rain, through my heartache, through my pain. He holds my hand. He holds my hand. He holds my hand. He holds my hand. You know my name, oh God. You know my name, oh yes he does. You know my name, oh you know my name. Know how he walks with me every day of my life. Yes. Know how you tell me, oh yes he does, that I am your own, oh yeah.
You guys want to scoot up this way a little bit? I'm going to invite the brass family, or representing the brass family, Shema and Adam, to come forward and light our Shabbat candles for us. This is bringing light into darkness. Wasn't that something? So we'll pull up the blessings and invite you to join us in Offering gratitude. Go ahead, Adam. Offering gratitude for the power of light, the power of friendship, of connection, and song. So you might close your eyes and gather in a blessing for yourself, for your family and community, and for all. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu. Day of the week in preparation, sort of harvesting from the past week to fill this Sabbath with blessing. And so this one is called Gospel Harvest, and Laura Berman and I wrote it just a few weeks ago.
Justice, love of God and all the earth.
Sow seeds of life.
Sow seeds of life. Sow seeds of love. Grateful hearts.
lightning bolts, the mountain high. The earth she quakes, makes valleys rise, mountains melt, they melt like wax. The people see and bend the knee. Oh, lightning bolts, clouds on high. The earth she quakes, makes valleys rise, mountains melt, they melt like wax. The people see and bend the knee, and bend the knee. Grateful hearts, harvest justice and sow seeds of light, sow seeds of love. Grateful hearts, harvest justice and joy. Sow seeds of light, sow seeds of love. Grateful hearts, harvest justice and joy.
Which means listen. Hear, O Israel, listen, Israel. Adonai, our God, Adonai is one. And then there's another line that we tag on, and then usually, except on Yom Kippur, we whisper, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. But we're going to do that line first, and we're not going to be shy about it. This song is that little line we whisper after the Shema. So we're going to do the Shema after, so you can go back to the other slide. Thine shall the glory be.
It's not this cable, it's this cable. Because this should go in here, because it's like a microphone goes straight in there. And then every time I try to switch it out, first of all, it's during the show, so it's just like fine. But then it like doesn't recognize it. So I'm gonna show it. I'll figure it out. But I think that's what it is. But this is definitely
A movie on Netflix, a series. Okay, another one. Oh, is it on this? Good idea. I think I learn how to do it. And that's fine. I just wonder what's going on.
Translate all of that light and energy into loving with all of our heart, with all of our soul, with all of our might. Let's offer the Shema together. Shema Yisrael Adonai Adonai The command to listen, I think, is the beginning of relationship building. And this is one relationship I have in each rehearsal, in each lunch, in each gathering. I'm just deeply, profoundly grateful and enriched by this friendship and partnership. And I am honored to have the opportunity to invite Pastor Robert Martin Jr. To offer a word, as they call it, or in our tradition, a Devar Torah, a thing of Torah, and trust me, you will find Torah in his words and in his ways. Pastor Martin, please.
my friend, your rabbi, my brother from another mother. We have had just such a tremendous opportunity to encounter each other, and then to not only find out that we were kindred spirits, but to also find out that there was a thread of humor that is intrinsic in both of our DNAs. And so you put us both together for what should be an hour of lunch, and we have to remind ourselves that we do eventually have to go home. We are honored by just the invitation. You had us at the invitation. And then, of course, the collaboration just has sort of changed the rules. And we are just grateful to be participants, but also to be worshipers. And we are very serious about worship and the spirit of worship. And we do honor the reality and the spirit of the Almighty, who has just been good to us. This is my first opportunity not to be in Evergreen, but to be here. And it will not be my last, even if I have to make my own invite. Just wanted to share a few thoughts. Many times in our tradition, a good message never has to be with an apology if it is too short, but it does have to be with an apology if it is too long. And so this will not be too long, and it will not be too short, so you can figure out how you want to title it. But again, I am honored to be here. There is a little passage of scripture that's in Exodus chapter 18 and verse number 17, at least how we have it phrased, but it just simply says, "And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, the thing that thou doest is not good." Exodus 18 and 17. "And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, the thing that thou doest is not good." The problem was not in what he was doing. The problem was in how he was doing it. Moses' father-in-law, of course, is Jethro, the priest of Midian. And he becomes Moses' father-in-law, not only by divine appointment, but he becomes Moses' father-in-law out of destiny. I have to believe that Zion and Beth Evergreen have connected because of destiny, not by accident, not just by means of social justice, not just by an awakening. But I believe that there was a divine appointment that we had to connect. And courage shows up by saying, yes, we can, yes, we must. Oftentimes, when you think about people of faith, we struggle many times when we try to put within a box who we actually are. And I am discovering that if we ever would spend time celebrating what makes us the same and stop fighting about what makes us different, I just think we'd get a lot more done. Jethro is recorded as living in Midian, this territory stretching along the eastern edge of the Gulf of Aqaba, northwestern Arabia. But Jethro has a daughter named Zipporah, who Moses comes to the aid of Jethro's daughters when they were having some problems with some menfolk. And I will go on record as saying that many times the daughters of have some, I'll talk to this group over here, they seem to trouble. they seem to have some problems with the men folk. But let us not be too hard on the men folk, because all of us are subject to get off track. But thanks be to God, he helps us to get back on track. Now, I don't know if these fellas ever got back on track, but I do know that Moses found something about the who that he was, even when he was trying to be somebody else. Maybe this group can identify with that. Every now and then you try to hide from who you are and try to be something else, because at that moment it becomes convenient. But how many have found out that fighting to become the best version of yourself is always the best way? And I think that is the constant continuum, is how do we rediscover and find out how to become the best version of ourselves? Moses found out that the best version of himself was not tucked in his past, but was tucked in his future. All of us have to believe that we have a future that is better than our past. I'm trying to lay hands on what is in front of me and not be overly concerned about the spilled milk from yesterday. I think the best thing you can do is clean it up, pour another glass, and get on with your life. It says that Moses, who was once a prince in Egypt, now is working as a shepherd for about 40 years with Jethro. It's important to remember that Jethro was already somebody before he met Moses. It's interesting how God will set people in your way and in your direction that can help you to become more than what you presently are. And I hope and pray that none of us feel that we've already arrived, but that all of us understand we are still yet becoming what we're going to become. Now, Jethro has to now bring Moses' wife to Moses. But while Jethro is bringing Moses' wife and is going to reconnect with Moses, Jethro didn't know that God was already doing some wonderful things with Moses. It's interesting through your maturation process that many that saw you at this place didn't get a chance to see you at this place. And many times the celebration does not become a celebration until the discovery of what did you become. Now, there are people in all of our lives that never really thought we'd amount to anything. Maybe even the person that's sitting next to you may not fully understand just how wonderful you are. And it's all right. You can just go ahead and let them know, I am wonderful. I am wonderful. You may not all understand all of my wonder, but I really am wonderful. If you don't feel that you're wonderful, why would you expect somebody else to feel that you're wonderful? I'm learning that there are occasions where you only have to celebrate yourself and encourage yourself, because if you wait for somebody else to help you with yourself, you'll never be discovered who you are. Interesting to note, when Jethro shows up, Jethro says, now Moses, you've done some wonderful things. Kind of done worked them through the wilderness and kind of got them past the Red Sea, and Egyptians was trying to get you again. And it seems like God just keeps showing up at the right time. Now we got to pause right there. How many have found out that God shows up always right at the right time? Now, of course, this was Sunday morning. I would say, he may not come when you want him, but he's always on time. But since it's Friday night, we're going to say it anyway. He may not always come when you want him, but he's always feeling pretty good right about now. Jethro rejoices and says, blessed be the Lord, who's delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians, out of the hand of Pharaoh, from under the hand of the Egyptians. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods, for in the very thing in which they behaved proudly, he was above them. Jethro now took a burnt offering and offered sacrifices to God. But Jethro spends a little more time with Moses and finds out that there is a place that Moses had arrived, that he was over spiritualizing what really should be a natural concept called leadership. And Jethro observes that Moses is sitting in the morning, afternoon, evening, sitting all night, and he's judging the people. Now, you would think that somebody would love Moses enough to say, well, what are you doing? You think somebody would be concerned enough about Moses to say, Moses, can I have a word with you? But Moses needed an impartation from someone that had been given the authority to get his attention. Not only that, but Moses needed to encounter somebody that had already been there and had already done that. Now, I'm 60 years of age. Me and my sister. And I was 50. I was 40. I was 30. And I was 20. If the good Lord is allowed, I may become 70, 80, get my 40. Yeah, it's a possibility. But I found out something about even being at 60, that there are some things I don't know that 70-year-olds know. There are some things that 70-year-olds don't know that 80-year-olds know. What I do know is that by accident, I found out that at 60, I had become a senior citizen. I went to buy some movie tickets. The movie ticket said youth. Then they said adults. Then they said senior. And next to the senior, they said 60 and above. I was fighting senioritis. And I found out that there are just some fights that you shouldn't even try to fight. When Jethro told Moses, the thing that you're doing is too hard, Moses knew it was too hard, but he didn't know how to fix the problem. Every time you get to the place where the thing becomes too hard, God will send you somebody that will help you with some deliverance. Jethro said, no, Moses, this is what you need to do. Find you some captains, 5, 10, 20. Find you some captains over 50. Find you some captains over 100, 100,000. Find a way to find other people that can help you do what you have to do. Our assignment is to try to figure out how to work together more. And this is an interesting point. If you move too fast, it won't work. And if you wait too long, you'll miss the moment. I believe right now is the moment, is the time, is the season that collaborative leadership, collaborative worship, collaborative fellowship will help this world more than anything else. I am convinced. I am so convinced of that, because I was asking God, what is the answer that will help this world see a brighter day? And the simplicity of it all is that once we look outside of ourselves, you will discover a far better world than the world that is just on the inside. And if the priest of Midian and Moses himself could come together and change the dynamics of their world, surely Zion and Beth Evergreen can come together and change the dynamics of our world. God bless you. God bless you.
Jethro and Moses, partnerships, priest of Midian, right? Descended from Ishmael, from the Ishmaelites. Thank you. Beautiful message. The Hebrew letter that represents the number 60 is a samech. And it's a letter, the name of the letter comes from the word blanket, a covering, right? So my hope is that in this relationship and in all of our relationships between all of our families, that Beth Evergreen is a family of families, the two congregations as a collective, a family of families, that we've got each other covered, that we got each other's backs. And that's what this next song is about. Peace of God, cover me, cover me, cover me. Peace of God, cover me through the storm, cover me. Sing it with me. Peace of God. Won't you cover me right now? Cover everyone in this room. Cover all your people. Peace of God. Cover me through the storm. Only in you. Only in you I am safe. Only in you I'm secure. Only in you I'm secure. Only in you I find peace. Only in you I find peace. So cover me. Cover me. Only in you I am safe. Only in you I'm secure. Only in you I'm secure. You know where I find peace. Only in you I find peace. So cover me.
not so strong. Hapuris aleinu, Sukkot Shalom, Sukkot Shalom. A covering when we're not strong. A covering when we are going through the storm. A covering when all seems hopeless. A covering when my faith is gone. Hapuris aleinu, Sukkot Shalom, Sukkot Shalom. Sukkot Shalom, peace of God. Peace of God is a canopy of peace. Protect us through the night. Wake us in the morning to renewed life. Peace of God, cover me now. Won't you cover me? Just as your presence covers us, we ask for your presence to bring a blanket of healing to all those in need of healing. Invite those in the room and also on Zoom to list the name of someone you're praying for, someone who has COVID or other illness, whether of body or of mind. Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Holy One who blessed our ancestors, our shared ancestors, grant blessing and healing to Howard Weinberg, Libby Colaciello, Maureen Diskin, Charlotte Weissman, Ronald Lehman, Jane Weinfeld, Judy Sherman, Robin Chalker, Larry Wallowitz, Ken Matthew, Mike Schneider, Nancy Friedman, Marty Diesenhoff, Jane, Steve Bernstein, Kim Bierbrower, Leslie Maines, Steve Posner, Shulamitza Batsabina, Ken Lerner, Nancy, Brian Urso, Perry Klein, Adam Brass, Irv Silverstein, Renee Lordich, Risa Holmes, Susan Levin, Lawrence Fox, Ron Salzman, Yehuda Benjamin, Linda Shaw, Nikki Shaw, Angela Fitzgerald, Edward Cohen, Adam Giordani. Other names to include: Carol Horger, Rabbi Marcia Prager, Carolyn Hamburger, Sue Morning Star, Gerald. May those we've named and those we hold in our hearts be granted a refuah shlema, a healing of body and spirit. May they have the covering that they need to renew life, restore health. And let us say, Amen. Wait, just one more. Hold on. We do have another song, but I also want to take a moment to extend condolences to those who are in mourning, who have lost loved ones recently or who are marking the anniversary of a death. So we have a custom of reciting in the quorum of at least 10 people. We have a lovely gathering here to stand and rise with those who are in mourning. So if you're
in mourning, if you'd like to say the name of the person for whom you're saying Kaddish. Mandy? Mhm. And we extend condolences to the families and friends who have lost recent members of the congregation: Maureen Spiegelman, Doreen Heimbach, Samuel Yusum, Desmond Cartwright, Conrad Weinoch, Ed Tobin, Marilyn Leader, Barb Lipman, Paul Greenbaum, Sharon Fitzpatrick, Bob Freed, Kate Olson, and Bruce Olin Chalker. And the anniversaries of passings this week and next week, since we'll be off for Thanksgiving, we remember Phyllis Goodman, Abby Hughes Buckright, Irving Dubrin, Dorothy Siegel, Lorraine Popowich, Leonard Levine, Morton S. Larner, Hilda Barnett, Judy Johnson Wise, Ethel Opperman, Gerald Grob, Georgiana Kunst, Benjamin Simon, Mark Belrose, Evelyn Belgrade, Samuel Gluscotter, Alfred Berger, Jack Mandeberg, Sidney Zeitler, Doris Weinstein Whitkin, Morris Samler, Francis Ross, Daniel Lee Lerner. Zichronam Libracha. May their memories be for a blessing, and may they inspire our lives and our songs. Let's offer Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah. Amen. Ve'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei decho Beit Yisrael v'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach le'olam u'lomei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shemei Dekudsha Richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen. With all of our song, with all of our praise, and with all of our consolation, we extend condolences to those in mourning, and may there be peace for us, for Israel, and our neighbors, and all who dwell on earth. And let us say, Amen. Thank you. I think, Luke, do you want to do announcements before our last song? Here he comes. You guys good? Okay, thank you for your patience. Luke Colicello is our executive director.
Thank you all, and thank you to the band and the singers here. This has been a joy. I could feel it even though I was in the back room through Zoom. But yeah, this has been wonderful. So just a few announcements. A reminder that this group of people are going to be convening again on Sunday morning at Zion Temple Church. So feel free to, in Denver. So if you're in the Denver area, go check them out at 10 a.m. I believe. And they also have streaming services as well. So you can do it all over again. And so on Sunday, we also have, so Rabbi Jamie is going to be leading a field trip up to Boulder with our Hebra Kaddisha to learn about some burial rituals within the Jewish tradition. So that's at 2 p.m. on Sunday, as well as tomorrow morning, he'll be doing a little bit of teaching around Tahara, which is the ritual washing of the body. So that is that'll only be on Zoom, but you can find that on our website. So a few other things. Hanukkah starts on the 28th. So right after Thanksgiving this year, lots of holidays to celebrate. We'll be doing Zoom lightings of the menorah every day at 6 p.m. throughout the week. So if you can join us, that would be wonderful. And on that Friday Shabbat service, we were doing a Hanukkah Shabbat a Shabbatica, I believe we call it. That's Friday, December 3rd. And we're going to take the opportunity to also honor Tara Saltzman, who is our religious school director, and she is outgoing. And so we want to honor the, she's both outgoing and leaving us. So we want to honor her in her 6 years that she is, 7 years that she's given to this community and to our students. So please, we hope you can join us for that as well. Then a little bit later in December, we'll have our blues Shabbat music service. So taking blues music and combining it with our traditional prayers. And then one other thing, and maybe Rabbi Jamie could wrap up with this, but on January 10th, Rabbi Jamie has been planning with a group of interfaith colleagues a day of American atonement. Do you want to say a few words about that?
Sure.
Yeah. And so that's all the other things. So thank you again. Yeah.
So thank you. There's a Jewish tradition of 10 days after the new year to have a day of atonement, a collective confessional for our transgressions and seeking atonement and reparations. And it seemed to me that that would be appropriate for this country, for America, to address the racial injustices of the past and to have a day of recognizing those injustices, of expressing our regret through song and poetry, and also together resolving and doing what repair we can. So the Evergreen clergy groups have been gathering to try to do that. We'll have that here at Beth Evergreen exactly a week before Martin Luther King Day and on the heels of January 6th. All are welcome to join us for that truly interfaith celebration or commemoration, Day of Atonement. And before we close, just thank Patrick Slaughter, who's this amazing. So nice. We have this tradition of doing applause in sign language because it's a service, not a concert, right? Patrick, thank you. It's always a treat. And of course, Val Robinson. Right? And these amazing people, right? So yeah, we should name them all. And I've just been Pamela, Emily, Fred, Elaine. I'm sorry, Elaine. I'm close. I know your name. I know your name. Francesca, Sheila, Eric, Laura, Mamie, Brenda, Catherine, and Val, yes. And again, thanks to Laura who did sound, and of course to Luke and the staff who have been making this possible, and to the Brass family who have helped sponsor the Oneg following services. And we're sad to see you move. You've been such an integral part of Congregation Beth Evergreen. It's just hard to imagine you guys not being here regularly, but we'll find a way to bring you back, I'm sure. And wishing you a Sabbath of gratitude, and may we express our thanks in song together. Now you're Laura Berman. So please do join us in the social hall for social communion and connection. And we'll start with a blessing, and then we'll let you indulge in one another and the food. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom, and happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, everybody on Zoom. Shabbat shalom. I hope you were able to take in some of the energy. Shabbat shalom and happy Thanksgiving.